Hello friends, this is Mike from Wright, and this is the explanations video for SAT 2's Math No Calculator section, question number 4. Alright, so here they give us an equation, 9a to the fourth plus 12a squared b squared plus 4b to the fourth. And then they say, which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown above? So they're giving us these answer choices. There's 4 answer choices. It kind of looks like they have something in common too. They're all something in parentheses to the square, they're squared, or they're to the fourth. And they're saying one of these 4 and not the other 3 is going to be equivalent to this expression. We're going to take this expression and change it into something that looks like this. All right, this is an operations with polynomials question, do stuff with polynomials, or it's a structure and expressions question. You can sort of think of it either way. So I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing it. Plan A, which is like kind of the fast special way. And then plan B, this is guess and check. We're just going to check each one, figure out whether it's right or wrong. So here, plan A, the real key to plan A is to recognize from the get-go that this form up here, things that look like this, equations that look like this, and here the look like this is a square number in front, and then this is a 2 or a 4 or a 6. And then a square number, so this is a 9, 9 is 3 squared, 4, 4 is 2 squared, right? Another square number, and then a different variable to the squared, or to the 2 or 4 or whatever, and then with a number in the middle with an a squared, b squared, or an a, b. Things that generally look like this, and here, this is the general form, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And so yeah, this is kind of the same thing. Here's the a squared is a 9a to the fourth. The 2ab is this 12a squared, b squared. And this b squared, this is a 4b to the fourth. Things that look like this factor out to a plus b squared. This is what I say. This is a special polynomial. It's a squared binomial. This is what it looks like when you have a binomial, 2 things added together, and you square them. Here, I'm just going to show you how this works, right? A plus b squared, well, that's a plus b times a plus b. And then you FOIL it. So here the a times a, that's a squared, and the a outside, so a times b, that's ab, and then b times a, that's ab, and then b times b, that's b squared. So this is a squared plus ab plus b squared. And the ab and the ab add together, so that's 2ab. So you got an a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. This is all just to say things that look like this are this. A plus b squared is going to factor out, or is going to FOIL out to this. Now I'm just going to show you how that's working in this. This is just a slightly more complicated version of the same thing. And here, the thought process is, I know that this is the kind of thing that's going to factor out to be something squared. And so you want to think about the first term and the last term. Here, this 9a to the fourth is going to be what happens when you take, it's going to happen in the f in FOIL. Right, this 9a to the fourth is going to be the result of here, this a plus b. It's going to be the result of the a, whatever the a thing is, and the a thing. Whatever these 2 things are, they're going to multiply together and get this first term. Right, so this 9a fourth, the 9 is going to come from something times something, something times itself. It's going to be a 3 times the 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so this is how we get, it's going to be 3 up here. And then this a to the fourth, again, is going to also come from something times itself. So here, a to the fourth, that's going to come from an a squared times another a squared. And we'll look at that, and I'll just show you this thought process. But here, that's the idea anyway, is we figure out what the first term is by looking at this and thinking, basically, what's the square root of all this stuff? You know, square root of 9 is 3. The square root of a to the fourth is a squared. Or you can think about it as, you know, like, how are we going to get here? We're going to get here by multiplying something by itself. You know, a 3 times a 3, an a squared times an a squared. So this is going to be 3a squared. You figure out the second term pretty much the same way by looking at the last term and thinking the same thing. You know, what's the square root of this stuff? Or, you know, how do we get the 4? The 4 is going to be something times something. It's going to be a 2 times a 2. Same thing with this b to the fourth. The b to the fourth is going to be something times something. It's going to be a b squared times b squared. And so, you know, if you're doing this the right way and you've learned this special polynomials form, these squared binomials form, if you learn that stuff like this ends up looking like this, then you will think to yourself, oh, this is going to be 3a squared plus 2b squared squared. That's what that's going to look like. And here I'm just going to show you that it works. So here, let's think about 3a squared plus 2b squared squared. That's going to be the same as 3a squared plus 2b squared times 3a squared plus 2b squared. And we're just going to FOIL this out to prove that it works. So here, first, We got 3a squared times 3a squared. Well, that's going to be 9. And then a squared times a squared is a to the 4th, so that's this. Then I'm going to do outside, so this is 3a squared times, 3a squared times 2b squared. So this is going to be 3 times 2 is 6. And then the a squared is going to come down, and the b squared is going to come down. So it's 6a squared b squared. And then the inside is 2b squared times 3a squared. So this is 2 times 3 is 6. And then the a squared is going to come down, and the b squared is going to come down. And this 2b squared times this 2b squared is going to be 2 times 2 is 4. And b squared times b squared is b to the 4th. Now, just like this one, where the ab and the ab added up to make 2ab, here we've got 6a squared b squared and 6a squared b squared. Those two things are going to add up to make 12a squared b squared. And the 9a to the 4th is going to come down, and the 4b to the 4th is going to come down. It's all going to simplify to 9a to the 4th plus 2a squared b squared plus 4b to the 4th. Okay, so again, plan A is to like recognize that this is the kind of thing that looks like something plus something squared, and you figure out what those things are, what to put in the first and the second terms, by asking yourself, where is this 9a to the 4th going to come from? It's going to be 3a squared squared. It's going to be 3a squared times 3a squared, because 3 times 3 is 9. A squared times a squared is a to the 4th. And where is this 4b to the 4th going to come from? It's going to come from 2b squared times 2b squared. All right. So you get right here, and then you find it in the answer choices, and you circle it. All right. Now, if you didn't recognize it, or if you can't remember it during the test itself, that's fine. There's always a plan B, and plan B is Pokemon, gotta check them all, right? So let's just look. I mean, so here, ideally, hopefully, you just check A. And this is, I think, part of why this is question number 4. It's like easy. One of the ways that this question is easy is if you're checking them in order, oh my god, that'll be great because it'll work. This one, you're just going to do this. You're going to do this work, check it, and be like, oh my god, it works. And then circle it and move on. But let's just show you the wrongness of B and C and D in case you made one of those mistakes. So here, we're going to try B down here, C down here, and D down here. So here's B. This is 3a plus 2b, all of that to the 4th. So I'm going to write that out all the way. That's just this thing in the parentheses 4 times. This is 3a plus 2b times 3a plus 2b times 3a plus 2b times 3a plus 2b. Now we're wondering, is this going to end up looking like that? Are we going to get a 9a to the 4th plus 12a squared b squared plus 4b to the 4th? So I recommend you just start foiling. And here, really, I want you to focus on the first term. Let's try to hit that 9a to the 4th. And that 9a to the 4th is going to come, and here, this is asking in form of like a question here. Where does the 9a to the 4th come from in the equation? That's going to come from all of the f's in FOIL. It's going to come from all of the first terms, all multiplied by each other. All of those a terms, those are going to be what's contributing to that, whatever that first term is, that 9a to the 4th. So here, one way of thinking about it is, so we got the 3a times 3a. This is our first f in FOIL. So here, 3a times 3a, that's 9a squared. Well, we're kind of on the right track, because that's almost 9a to the 4th. But then, if we do another f in FOIL, we're going to take another 3a, we're going to add that 3a in here. So now we need to do 9a squared times 3a. So that's 27a cubed. This already is wrong. It's too much. This 27 is more than 9. It's way more than 9. But just to confirm that when we hit a to the 4th, it's going to be bad, we need to do this 4 times. We did this foiling. We did the f in FOIL once. Now we're going to do the f in FOIL again. Now we're going to do the f in FOIL again. And so this 3a is going to come down. We got 27a cubed, which is the result of these first 3. And then we're going to do another 3a. So this is 27a cubed times 3a. That's going to be 81 because 27 times 3 is 81. And that's a to the 4th because it's a times 3, or a to the cube. A cubed times a is a to the 4th. However the rest of this equation works out, the first term, the term that comes from all of these a terms all getting multiplied together, that's going to be 81a to the 4th. And this is wrong because 81 is the wrong coefficient. We want 9, and this gives us 81. So that's wrong. All right. Answer choice C is wrong kind of more quickly than that. Here, C is saying it's 9a squared plus 4b squared. So again, I'm just going to write this out, right? 9a squared plus 4b squared times 9a squared plus 4b squared. And we just FOIL this, right? Or rather, we start foiling until we realize that we're wrong, and we're going to realize we're wrong pretty quickly because here, when we're doing the f, the first 9a squared times 9a squared, well, that's 9 times 9 is 81a to the fourth. Well, look, that's the same thing here, just as wrong as it was before. 81a to the fourth. We want 9a to the fourth, so 81a to the fourth is no good. All right, D is going to be wrong for the same reasons as B, but basically just with higher numbers. Here, the only difference here between B and D is that these, this 3 is a 9 now, and this 2 is a 4 now. So these numbers are going to be way higher. This 81, which was wrong because it was too high before, is going to be really goddamn wrong now. And I'm just going to trace out how that works. So again, this to the fourth, 9a plus 4b to the fourth, is going to be this times this times this times this. This parentheses stuff 4 times. 9a plus 4b times 9a plus 4b times 9a plus 4b times 9a plus 4b. We're going to do the same thing as we did in B. We're going to ask ourselves, where is this first term going to come from? Where is this 9a to the fourth apparently going to come from? And it's going to come from all of the a terms. It's going to come from all of the f's in FOIL. So here we've got a 9a times 9a. And just to start, this is 81a squared. Already this is like, well, these numbers are way too high. But we're not even at a to the fourth yet. We need to add in this other a term in order to get there. So here's times another 9a. So that's 81 times 9. That happens to be 729. I'm just doing this for fun. Really, on the test, it's like, I don't know what that is, but it sure as hell isn't 9, right? But 81a squared times 9a, this is 729a cubed, right? And we're not even done yet. We're not even at a to the fourth. We need to add this other a term. 729 times 9, that's 6,561 a to the fourth. Well, that's wrong because it sure as hell isn't 9. All right, that's it for this question. See you all in the next one.